Okay, here's October sugar weekly chart, 10-10 bands, weekly MACD, strong uptrend with the bands. Above the bands is bullish. I mean, this is a huge bull market right now, and it's made it quite a correction off the high. But again, big bull markets are going to have big corrections, and this could correct to the lower band here. And I think even if it did, the MACD would probably stand a buy signal. But to make a long story short, this market is still up, and this is probably a correction and an uptrend, and we'll be looking for a buy point for sugar. And that all fits in with if gold continues higher, which I'm looking for it to do, then cocoa, coffee, sugar, almost all these markets are going to continue higher because higher gold is inflationary. You know, it won't affect every market, but it affects most markets. It just depends on, you know, we still got to take a look at the individual markets. Cotton, this is December cotton, cup with handle. And again, just the fact that this market has been sideways since about like April means that if it does get a breakout, it's probably going to run pretty fast. After a consolidation, they tend to move pretty fast. Now again, on some of the other videos, we looked at downtrends in some markets. This was more on the currency videos, and I said that, you know, with the bands going down, it was distribution. Well, here the bands are going up and the chart's bullish, so you have to look at this as a consolidation before higher prices. So the bands are bullish, and the MACD has gone on a buy signal clear back last December or maybe early this year, and it stayed on a buy signal the whole time. And these counter trend pullbacks were, as long as the red line stays above the green line, that's bullish action. So really, when it squeezes down like this and it kind of touches each other, I think a lot of times that'll happen right at the end of the correction. And you know, this could even put in a little sell signal, and then if it went back on a buy signal, then that would be bullish. In other words, since I'm bullish cotton, if this went on a sell signal for a week or two, I would just kind of ignore it. But right now, it stayed on a buy signal, so I think that's extra bullish. So the bands and the MACD are both pointing to higher prices for cotton, so we're going to be looking to buy in the premium newsletter. Again, we'll go down to the daily chart to look to do any buying. But the weekly charts really help keep you on the right side of the trend. And sometimes you got to take them with a grain of salt, because if you think a market like say the grains are probably coming into a low here, and you know, obviously the momentum indicators are going to be showing the grains in a downtrend, but then you would want to kind of, you know, override that and kind of maybe look at some other things and say they're bottoming. But if you stick with the weekly trend, 90% of the time they're going to keep you on the right side of the market. Orange juice, we'll go through this real quick. Above the bands, bullish, so that means this market's in an uptrend. Now this did make a couple bars below the bands, but again, I just consider that a test of that low, and it came back and it moved right back above the bands. So everything's bullish here. The lower band looks like it's going to be a support area again. And see, the angle of the bands is pointing up. Like if you'd put an arrow here at the end of these bands, it's pretty much pointing up. And again, the MACD can really help you, especially when you combine it with the 10-10 bands. Let you know the trend of the market, because I mean, there's no doubt that this is bull swing here. A counter trend correction. Again, here this did go a little bit below, but that's when you got to kind of look at the overall picture and say, I think orange juice is forming a base. So I think this sell signal is probably just part of the counter trend correction. You know, and that's the time to, if you're not sure, if maybe you think that's a good sell signal, maybe just stay out of the market then. But then the next week this popped up, put in a buy signal again. So again, it tells us that the trend is bullish on the weekly chart of orange juice. And here we got the same thing. The red line is right at the green line, but I think that's just a counter trend correction. And we're going to be looking to go long orange juice on any buy signals on the daily chart, because I think the weekly trend is up. So I think this is a great time to, if you're interested at all in these premium newsletters I have where I give the exact buy and sell signals, this is a great time to get in because I think these markets are just getting ready to move, and when they are moving, that's the time I keep saying it, that's the time of great opportunity. Gann always said that in his books. You want to stay out of slow, dead markets, and you want to be in when the market's moving, and I think these markets are just getting ready to move. So thanks for listening to my video. Have a great day.